just did.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to this week's episode of the INNsider Gaming News Talk Show. Got a full cast today. Got everybody here. Got some new faces, familiar faces, old faces. Everybody's around, which is great. Actually, I'm happy about moving back to Sundays because it seems like more people are available and having fun. So we're here doing the thing. But I'm joined today by Kitty Crusade, Drunk Canadian, Potato Pleb, and Kid Tutu, which some of these guys haven't been here in a little bit. How you guys doing?
This is true.
Damn right.
I've been here the whole time. I was just hiding in the back.
Where?
Little do you know, he's a man who's very good at hiding.
Yeah, I'm sneaky like that, man.
Dude, super sneaky. All
Super
kinds of sneaky.
See, look at my camera keeps going out. It looks like so. That's how sneaky I am.
Oh god, is that doing it? Oh no. Oh no.
Not even a camera can get him.
I thought I caught that. Damn it.
Oh,
I'm blinking, man.
Again?
Yeah, it's doing the blinking thing with him.
I'm a blinker.
That's amazing.
He might be the sneakiest man I've ever seen.
I'm
He's
telling
trying
you,
to
bro.
phase out of existence right now.
Yeah.
Telling you.
I might actually have to re-add him real quick, so you guys might have to see me do some live fancy stuff real quick.
Ooh,
Sounds good.
live
Well, let's
fanciness.
start with I don't think Kid Tutu
30-second
Potato
show.
Kid Tutu and Pleb are useless, but we now start with asking what you guys been playing this week. And let's start with Kid Tutu, because I know Potato's just been playing Apex.
That's not true.
And Anthem. I saw it.
That's not true either.
Ooh, and Royale.
Realm Royale.
Well, I've been playing Warframe, of course. Some new things is I've been really addicted to Tetris 99. It is so amazing. And,
Is that super
started
good? I
playing
keep seeing
Anthem.
that.
It is great. If you have Nintendo Switch Online, you need to download it. It's crazy. It's like really Tetris Battle Royale, but you think it's so stupid, but it's really like a blast to play.
It made me realize I'm bad at Tetris, so I don't like it.
I'm bad too,
I'm just bad at
man.
Tetris.
I'm bad. But you get better. Like each time you play, you kind of learn more and you get better and better. So it's really rewarding.
Yeah. It's a fun free game for sure.
Oh, I bet.
I used to like that Tetris Blast game on my phone. I don't know.
Dude,
That was
that
pretty
was actually really fun.
Mhm.
All right,
So,
Potato, go ahead.
All right, so I mean, like they said, I've been playing Apex a little bit, but Anthem the last 2 days, and I still play a lot of Realm Royale, guys, and I don't know if any of you guys have played it in a while, but the updates that they've done to that game, they've done a
fixed
great
it?
job with it. Yeah, the game is just fucking crazy fun, man.
I thought the game died off completely, to be honest.
It's actually
Did,
making
and
a
it came
comeback,
back.
dude. It's been making a comeback. The player base is growing quite a bit too over the last couple months, which has been pretty awesome. But I've been playing that, and then I've been playing around with that new BR Spellbreak, which is like it's kind of interesting.
That's actually a game I want to sit down and play with you one day, because I've actually been playing it on and off, but it's way more fun with friends on that one because it's only squad. Like you can't solo queue, which I'm really sad about.
Yeah, you can.
You
You can
can?
do solos.
You can now.
Yeah, there's solos.
Oh, maybe
Since I
just-
started playing it, there's been solos, like, which is I
Oh,
guess
okay.
just this week, whenever it came out, the NDA was lifted or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been
So there's
playing
solos,
so long
duos,
without it.
and squads.
I need to check that out too. So I might.
But it's actually really fun. It's not really getting a ton of attention, and I think it was maybe bad timing on their part, with Anthem and everything else. But like, I think it's a game that has potential. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, no,
There's
I definitely dig it. There's
It's
a
all
lot.
ability based and stuff, so it's like basically fucking Hogwarts VR.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. Is it actually adds a whole nother layer of BR. It's not just your normal BR. Like your gloves can change how you play, the abilities you could do, the runes, the boots, the gloves, the everything. Like it changes everything. Like there's no such thing as one good thing, because somebody could be good at one thing and somebody could be good at another thing.
Yeah, that's another thing with Realm too. They've actually added some depth to Realm with like the classes, because they've made it so that now they have talent systems, and there's like a whole skill tree and shit. So you can change your play style up depending on how you like to play, which is pretty fucking cool, man. They did a great job over there. So I'm really hoping more and more people will keep coming back to it, man. It's fun.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I finally updated it once I watched you play, because I'm like, oh, they got rid of all the stuff I hated. We're good.
on what, Realm or Spellbreak?
Realm. Spellbreak, I was also in the pre-alpha for, so I played a good bit of that.
Dude, how did I not know that? We should have played that together. Shit.
Well, because there was an NDA and I wasn't allowed to talk about it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And we didn't
Well, I mean,
realize.
you can talk about it. You
Well,
just
you can
couldn't
talk
make
about it.
content about
Yeah,
it.
you could make content.
Yeah, which is what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I wanted to do that
Good.
for so long too. I'm like, I get on it and I go look again, and I'm like, is the NDA lifted yet? Because they kept saying NDA is going to lift soon. NDA is going to lift soon, and then it never did. And then it finally did when they made the move to the Epic Store, which also was something we missed last week or last show when we talked about the Epic Store stuff. Is Spellbreak also moved to Epic Store from Steam? They're closing out their Steam version here next week. And then Dauntless is moving away from its independent launcher, going to Epic, which was another.
I think
big
that's
thing.
a good move.
Yeah, that's a
That
good
might
move.
be a smart move for them. They need to do something, because that game is dying.
Yes.
Yeah, Dauntless is another game I have a lot of hope for. I have a lot of faith in like some of these smaller NDA or not NDA, the indie developers that are really trying to differentiate themselves. Like they're kind of branching off of like something like Monster Hunter or whatever, but it has its own unique feel and combat system and everything. It doesn't feel overwhelming, kind of like Monster Hunter. Like I get overwhelmed a lot in Monster Hunter. I feel like there's too much shit to do.
I've never played Monster Hunter. I played Dauntless, and I mean, it was okay, but like, it seemed really kind of, I don't know, there was just not much to it.
Yeah, I wanted a little more to
Yeah.
do in Dauntless was
And
my
they-
issue.
And they do now, which is the thing. Like a lot of it has changed so much. I went and logged into the other day, like all those closed shops and stuff that were in Ramsgate that were closed are now open now. There's like different vendors and stuff and things to visit and all that kind of stuff now. And now there's a lot more to do with like the extra animal parts. So you're not just farming just one animal to get that one type of weapon. Now, if you get these other sets of ammo that require like multiple pieces from different animals, which make a lot more sense now. So it's definitely fleshing out a lot more than it was.
So this is like maybe a little bit off topic, and I won't go too far with it, but man, I gotta tell you, games need to come out way more complete than they have been over the last couple of years. With a game like Apex coming out, dude, that just fucking like, it's annihilating everybody, and the game is so freaking good. And, and it's polished and it's done and it's a complete game. People aren't like, I'm personally getting tired of seeing games that are not good when they come out, but like that's the thing. Like Dauntless had a bunch of people playing it when it first came out, and now there's fucking nobody playing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If they had held off until they had all this stuff, I'd be
when
playing
you
it now.
have the hype. Yeah,
Well, that was
like
actually
when
one
you
of our
have the hype.
that was one of our later
You got it.
topics because it relates
okay.
to Planet Side.
I should probably look at the look at the notes.
So actually talking about the Epic Store and how like crazy some of that shit's been lately. So Division 2, this is actually a surprising one. Division 2 has more PC pre-orders than the original game, despite the original game having way more hype than Division 2, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like the first game like super
Yeah, that's really weird.
That is
The
weird.
first one caused so much like hate too. Like there's a lot of people that ended the Division 1 very bitter.
Oh yeah. Well,
I think
you being one of them.
Yeah, like I refuse to buy. Well, I don't like Ubisoft either.
yeah.
Well, when it
Which
came
is
out, didn't
fair.
it have like just a ton of issues or something?
Well, yeah.
When it came out, there wasn't much to do. If you
Yeah.
finished the game, you're just done. There was no.
Yeah, there
there
was
was
no
no
endgame
in-game or nothing.
content. There was game-breaking
Yeah.
glitches. The Dark Zone was a nightmare with like cheaters and glitchers and spoofers. Like it was.
Mm.
Well, that was the thing. The end game then was the
So-
Dark Zone.
Yeah, and it was just a hack sent like, or you could put down the mobile cover and like go into buildings and then just shoot
Mhm.
people through the walls. It was retarded.
Yeah.
I think part of the reason.
So they fixed it up over time, right? To where
Yeah, well,
like towards the
eventually.
end, people were like, "Yeah, this is pretty good."
It's like a No Man's Sky story where like by the time your next game is coming out, your first game was.
And I think part of it is they added so much stuff that people who played it late really liked the game. So they're the ones that are pre-ordering the next game, not all the people who pre-ordered Division like I did. Because I'm like,
Yeah,
whatever,
You learned
it's
your
okay.
lesson from the first time.
I also played it
I
on
think,
console, so I didn't deal with cheaters.
But what did you say though? Two people. So Division 2 has sold more pre-orders than the first game sold.
PC
copies of?
pre-orders.
Yeah,
PC pre-orders. Okay.
which
I mean, I think people are pretty hyped for it, but like, I think people are expecting it to be really good after they did the work to the game and made it good, like the first one towards the end of its life cycle.
Oh, during the
But-
end of the first one's life cycle, it was really good. Like, in fact, it was a lot of fun after that. Like, when I got back into it,
Yeah.
dude, just it's stupid different.
But that's
Yeah,
like
it was.
along that same vein of what we were talking about, where like, fuck, dude, if your game was just good when it came out, like,
Yeah.
how much more successful could it have been?
Right?
You
I think
know?
the worst part about the Division 1 too is like the single player storyline was really good because it was a Tom Clancy game. So
Yeah.
it was like actually sick. And then you were just so let down when you hit level, what was it, 30 was?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's,
One of my worries about the Division 2 is the story seems non-existent, especially it having taken place in Washington D.C., where there's like so much potential there
Yeah.
for a great story, and it's like
Mm.
almost nothing
I
there.
think they said they stripped the story out on purpose because they gave you so many bits from the beginning to end. It's like you could access the end game content real early just so you could get a taste of it. And the same thing with the PvP and all that stuff. I literally think there's no story in there for a reason. Like, maybe we'll see that a little bit more in the open beta coming up in 2 weeks, but we'll see.
all I'm saying is there was a mission you could play where you went and got the Declaration of, and it made no references to Nick Cage.
Yeah, man.
So can you trust their ability to play the game?
I was wondering when you were going to say it. That's exactly what I was gonna say. I'm like, here it comes.
No references to Nick Cage.
Zero. I mean, like, come on. That's easy storytelling.
Right.
I mean,
It
that's,
writes itself.
and due to that, I'm not buying.
You know, I could
No,
never
I'm
get
on the
into the
fence.
Division for the simple fact that, like, I just can't get my head around having to shoot an enemy that looks human like a million fucking times before they die.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to literally.
That's
bullet
like all
enemies.
looter shooters, man. Borderlands.
Well, I know, but like, so
Warfare.
in Borderlands, they're shooting mutants and weirdos, and
You're still shooting midgets in the head, man. They
Destiny,
should die.
shooting fucking aliens and shit. It's not though, because like in Borderlands, if I have the right gun, I could just annihilate everything in one shot, bro. But like, or you know, like the little ads and shit. But every enemy in the Division, you're just like until they're dead, but they're human. I don't know. It ruins the
Yeah.
immersion for me, you know.
Well, it's bullet sponges.
Yeah.
I don't mind bullet sponges if they're like a robot or an alien and it makes kind of sense. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Part
then,
of
like,
the-
if that was the case, then the leveling system wouldn't work in that game because then a level 1 guy could just headshot a max level.
yeah,
Which
I mean, I
I'd be
know why
okay
they
with.
do it. I know why they do it. I just am kind of like, I don't get it.
I just
want
don't think
for
there's any
me,
better
it-
system to get around it, you know?
the Dark Souls of a shooter
Maybe.
where you have to just be really good.
Hey, there you
And
go.
it's
That could
permanent
be
hardcore
onto
mode?
something, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Permanent hardcore mode. Fuck yeah.
I start over.
And they'll call it CSGO Online.
That would basically be what that was.
Well,
They already basically have that, the Battle Royale for CSGO.
going back on the Division thing, they're at the one of the
Bezos BR, you mean?
so
Back
going
to the
back on
Division thing.
back to the Vision thing. They're also giving out doing a pre-order bonus. If you pre-order, you're getting one of the free 3 games. So you could get
Old
Watch
ass
Dogs
games.
2, yeah, Ghost Recon Wildlands and Watch Dogs 2, Ghost Recon Wildlands, and something else. I can't remember what the third one was.
Who cares?
Wasn't there something too where like there was some endgame content they added to Division 1 that can carry over to Division?
I didn't hear about that.
I think it was like badges or something.
Oh,
Yeah, there was
it's
something
kinda
they
useless.
added,
I
but
think
it
it was-
wasn't huge.
Yeah, I think it was your badges, like this
Yeah.
patches and stuff you got later.
Ah,
I think those were one of them. So that was a big
Whoops.
thing.
The third game is Far Cry Primal, another
yeah.
game.
Oh, fuck that game, dude. That game was so trash.
Primal?
Far Cry Primal was so bad.
That
it
was
really?
the worst. Yeah.
It
Didn't even feel like it should have been in the Far Cry series.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they were trying to do something different, and I get it, but it was just so bad. I tried to play it. I got through. I think I played 2 streams of it, and I was just like, "This is the most boring shit ever." Like, I'm not liberating anything. I'm just killing animals.
I also didn't want to get, what was it, Far Cry Fallout?
Oh, New
New
Dawn.
Dawn.
New Dawn. Yeah.
Hey, wait. So Division 2 isn't going to be on Steam? Are they having their own launcher? Or is it going to Epic Games launcher? Did I
No,
miss
it's
that in our
both.
conversation?
It's going Uplay and Epic. That's been in our last couple shows.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So but they did that from the beginning. They did Epic Store. They told everybody right from the get go when pre-orders started that it wasn't going on Epic and it's only, or not going on Steam. It's only going on Epic
On
and
Steam.
Uplay, and that's it.
Oh.
Whereas
Which to
now-
get like most of the bonuses, you have to be on you. So
yeah.
I hope
The best
Epic will have something where you can check player count numbers like Steam shards, dude.
I hope so. That Division 2 is a government shutdown simulator 2.0. Well, supposedly the expansion of what happened from the first one, it just spread, apparently.
Yeah.
Like,
What part are we even on? Did we even get past the Division 2 stuff in this?
well, no, that's
Not
what
really.
I'm trying to get
Right.
through.
We got
I was like,
sidetracked
trying
at
to
the
read
start.
through and see where we were at, but I don't see any of the shit
It's-
we're talking about.
It's you, Potato. It's you.
We got distracted right around when someone said, "So, Potato, what have you been playing this?"
Yeah.
Exodus also is another one.
I love this fix.
So Tutu, I'll let you talk about this one because you actually exposed this to us, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah, so I went on Twitter. I believe this is only for a certain specific region. I don't know which region it is, but
It's everywhere now. Well, at least
apparently-
NA.
Oh, it's everywhere now.
It's NA.
Oh, okay.
I went to
So-
the GameStop and saw the same thing.
Wait, so they just slapped stickers over top of the Steam one?
Yep.
Yeah, so anywhere you go to pick up a physical copy of Metro Exodus, there is a sticker, Epic Games Store sticker, and it's covering the
And
Steam
it's
logo.
covering the Steam
So-
logo.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. That is the greatest thing ever.
Oh, the
It's
battle of the
ridiculous.
launchers has begun.
And it just shows you how like late that announcement was, that they already had the physical copies of the Steam logo on there, and they just
think,
covered it up with the sticker. Like,
Do you think
That's
Steam's going to try and
hilarious,
get a
dude.
lawsuit going because they got their fucking shit on their thing?
I think
I don't even think they could.
Why not?
I think
I used
for
to- I used
false
to work-
advertisement they
I used
could.
to work in a
Yeah.
warehouse back in the day, and like we used to like sometimes like we would have products that like we had to relabel, and we would just put labels over the old labels. So it would be like it used to be such and such product, now it's a different product, but it was
Yeah.
totally fine to do that.
I just think
So
that
I don't think they can get in trouble. But you know what probably happened was they probably cut a deal with Epic last minute. You know?
oh, they
Yeah,
definitely
maybe.
did.
And
But,
if
But
they
I feel
left
like
it-
that
and if
probably
they left
violated a
it-
deal with Steam.
And then if they left the Steam logo up, then they probably would get sued by fucking Epic.
Yeah. Oh man,
think-
you guys they got sued by both. Like Epic's just like take that shit off, and Steve's like, you're not on our store.
I'm
I think part of the problem is that
I'm
they
a little
basic-
conflicted with the more or less launchers thing. Like I feel like there needs to be some sort of competition to Steam. You know?
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I just think that like the Metro Exodus situation was ridiculous because they kind of announced that last minute when pre-orders were already up for Steam, and it was like what,
Yeah.
like 3 weeks before launch they announced that
Yeah.
they're switching.
Yeah.
And they
I also don't feel like
advertised on
Steam is that
Steam
bad.
for a while,
For
like
this
3
month.
months.
2 or 3
Yeah.
months.
Like, does anybody
I think-
actually feel like Steam is this monopoly enterprise that's just like destroying the gaming industry? Like, I don't feel like there needs to be competition.
A lot of this.
No, I
started-
don't think so. But
A lot of this started right after after Steam announced that they changed their ratios to give developers more, and then Epic comes around and it's like, oh, we're gonna release our launcher to everybody, and now we're gonna give you guys an even better cut than that was.
Mm.
right, yeah, they're undercutting them basically.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like,
'cause I didn't think
that's
Steam
the
was
thing to
that bad.
remember. I think the thing to remember about all of this shit is that like these are companies that want to make money, you know? So like it's not like these companies are coming out with launchers to benefit the fucking players and shit. They just want a piece of that market that Steam has, you know? So
Yeah.
On the flip side,
so it could end up being good for consumers in the sense that like even though Steam is good and they don't seem like predatory or some sort of like monopoly or something, like if the Epic store is trying to get more people over on their launcher, if Epic's trying to get people to use their launcher, they're going to have better deals on certain games. And I think, you know, like it could benefit the users, hopefully.
I don't know. Like it seems like somebody even said in chat, like exclusivity is what's killing us. But on PC, like launchers are fucking free. It's not like consoles where it's like a console exclusive and you have to buy an Xbox or a PlayStation. You know, it's not that bad. You just download the free launcher and buy your game there. Like it sucks having launch.
That's the thing is like when you have so many launchers, it just causes problems with waiting for one to finish updating its games, and going to another. Or even worse, if you go and like, hey, I want to go play through this series, now I got to go to 2 different launchers to check my games. Like I personally won't buy Metro on Epic, but I want to wait. I'll probably wait for it when it comes back to Steam because all my games will be in one place because I have all the other Metros on Steam.
Well, it's 100% more convenient for sure. It's just like
is it coming back to Steam though?
Jesus, what's right?
Yeah, after a year.
Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, sorry, dude. Is it coming back to Steam though?
In a year, so it's only got a year exclusivity to Epic.
I mean, I think the problem is
for now,
if people want to go to Epic and sell their game, I don't really have an issue. But if they're doing it because they got $10 million or whatever money they throw at it, it's dumb. And we're not getting the features that like we kind of deserve, I'd say, as consumers at this point. Like a working friends list and like reviews
cloud
and
saves, reviews,
cloud saves, or you know the fact that Steam has done all these quality of life things, and now I just go over to Epic and it's like, hey, you want to talk to customer support? Why don't you go fuck yourself instead? I'm like, okay, sick. Yeah.
Oh, that was hilarious. I forgot about that.
The Subnautica thing, yeah.
Yeah. We're going to the Steam forums for Epic.
Yeah. So
that's rough, man.
So moving on to some of the other stuff, we've got Apex has also been the big talk of news since it came out last Monday, or 2 Mondays ago now. And it actually they did their Twitch Rivals tournament. It beat out Fortnite in concurrent amount of viewers or viewership.
Mm-hmm.
And
was that the Code Red tournament they just did?
No, the Twitch Rivals.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Code Red was after that, but
yeah.
And Ninja won both of them somehow.
His teammate was fucking amazing. That's how.
Yeah.
That guy was insane.
So the previous record...
I mean, it's not act like Ninja's bad or something. That guy's crazy too.
The guy on their team was getting like 20 kills a game.
That's crazy. I was watching Ninja play that yesterday. He's pretty fucking good at it.
Yeah. So the previous record held by Fortnite was 6.6 million viewer hours. And it went from Apex, it beat it by a hefty amount at 8.28 million viewer hours. So it was crazy amount
in a week, right?
No.
So you know what really
you
know what really surprises me, like because games have come out that like for a little while they'll have more viewers than Fortnite, but you know once the hype dies down from that game, then Fortnite comes back up to the top. The thing that's been impressive to me about Apex is not only has it had more viewers than Fortnite since it dropped, but it's had more streamers on it than Fortnite since it dropped. It's been the most oversaturated directory, dude. Like, and it's almost like you could stream Fortnite without worrying about being in a super oversaturated directory.
You probably could right now.
Yeah, no, I'm serious, dude. In fact, playing Fortnite is almost more fun now. Like, I'm better at it. I'm not better at it, but I think all the people who are really good are playing Apex.
and I can't complain like on Apex. It came out to be such a good game by itself. Also, the big other milestone that got announced this past Monday was in the first week of Apex launching, it hit 25 million unique players in its first week.
Yeah. I feel like Apex has a lot of advantages over Fortnite here, though, because when Fortnite first launched its BRs weren't as huge.
No.
Whereas, like, as soon as Apex launched, people were like, "Oh shit, yeah, a good BR." People were looking for it.
And then on top of that, I mean, it came out feature rich already, but it's also another record that is breaking of Fortnite's too. It took I mean, I think Fortnite has around that many unique viewer or players that have played that, if not a little bit more now.
It has way more due to
They
mobile.
also dropped on consoles at the same time. Like they were just ready.
Yeah.
When like whatever they did with Apex, first off, the marketing was genius because they didn't market it at all until the fucking day it came out. Basically,
there was a
right?
reason for that, though. We talked about that one a little bit last week.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a number of reasons for that, but like it was a smart idea. It was a smart idea on their part, and then like for them to have come out with a complete game is such a big deal, and to have it across all platforms. It's so huge because how many battle royale games have like come out, been out for a long time, and then finally they got to console? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a huge deal, dude. That's a huge.
Remember the
bump to
PUBG
your
thing
player count.
with the maps and like their expansions? Like consoles weren't getting any of that stuff. And
So
PC
like 3 months later.
remember that rage people were going?
Oh yeah, I mean that's a case across almost all multi-plat games now. A lot of the content for those are coming out later. Like Warframe is the exact same thing too. Like its expansions don't come out for up to 3 months or 4 months down the road.
A Switch is a nightmare, but I'm holding on.
Honestly, like Apex may be taking over Battle Royale at the moment, but I gotta tell you, dude, like Epic Games, what they've done with Fortnite has changed the video game industry, dude. I highly doubt that the developers of Apex would have released it the way they did, as complete and finished a product as it was, if Fortnite wasn't what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because like to compete, if you want to compete against Fortnite, you better put out a complete product that is good and finished and polished.
Well, Potato, you heard about why they released it the way they did, right? So like what ended up happening. So they released it. They were actually afraid of releasing it, and they didn't want to market it at all because they were afraid it was going to flop. They thought, in fact, they even thought that it was going to flop. So they're like, you know what? we're not going to make a big deal out of it. Let's just release it and let the game speak for itself. And sure enough, it did. Like everybody likes it because it came out as a fucking good game.
Well, I think it was genius, but like honestly, if they would have come out a few months ago saying, "Hey, we're coming out with the new BR, it's fucking based off of Titanfall," everybody would have been like, "Oh, big fucking whoop!" And when it came out, it would have released to very little fanfare, you know. Well, but instead, they just dropped it on everybody, and it's like, "Whoa, wait a second, a AAA battle royale?" But they were also smart because they brought in like the big streamers like Shroud and shit to come in and play test the fucking game for them. You know, and they also like the part of their launch was specifically designed to get all the big streamers to play it for however many days they played it right after it launched as sponsored streams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Genius, fucking genius, dude. But honestly, that's what I mean. Like Epic Games has changed the entire video game industry because in order to compete, I think companies are going to have to do that. You know?
Yeah, they can't come out with early access games.
Well, I don't think that's true though, because that's what Fortnite did.
Like this?
Yeah,
Fortnite was an early access shitty game.
Yes, and it's still early access.
And then eventually changed what the game was to follow the hype of PUBG, and then became the biggest game. Like it's not like they did everything right.
But
do you think it'll ever be finished, or it's going to be early access?
I don't know. Why even say it's finished?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. I think you're taking it wrong though, because like, look, they to beat PUBG or whatever, and it didn't start as like what it is now. But what I'm saying is that just the game is so good. Like, look how much better it is than PUBG.
Yeah.
Stability and smoothness and just gameplay wise.
I prefer PUBG to Fortnite every day of the week though, just because of gameplay.
I'm pretty sure I have like an old like Game Boy somewhere that's better than fucking PUBG.
Yeah. I mean, PUBG does not run well, but
example, like comparing anything to
like
PUBG,
comparing to everything in it, it's just
I mean, having fast movement compared to realistic movement, PUBG is a shit of a game, but I think it was more fun. Because bullets go where you want them.
I'm just here thinking about Tetris BR the whole time. You guys
Tetris BR.
You see that? PUBG you saw that meme, right? Where it was like the Grim Reaper. It's Tetris 99. The fucking new king of BRs, bro, and it was like knocking on Apex's door.
I don't think Fortnite's going anywhere, though. I'll tell you that.
No, definitely not.
Stupid fork knife.
So on the Apex topic, so Apex has the release has gotten Daybreak to rethink their idea on PlanetSide Arena, and they have delayed again the release to tie up with the PS4 version, and they're also refunding the pre-orders for people for doing the founders packs or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think there's finally this realization that, hey guys, if we release a good game and it's free, people will fucking play it. Like, I think that's a thing. And that's
Not only that,
yeah.
people will pay for your fucking skins, and your company will make money.
exactly like, and that's what we've been saying for how long now on the one of these BRs comes out that's paid, we're like, it's gonna fail because nobody wants to pay for it.
What was the most recent one we were talking about? Was it Realm Royale?
No,
that one's
no.
free, isn't it?
Islands of Nine.
It's free. Realm was free.
Islands of
Islands
Nine,
of
that's
Nine,
what it
yeah.
was.
That was one that was paid that came out, and then
And it
just
was really
flopped.
good, but because
It
you
was
had to
good,
pay
yeah.
for it.
Yeah,
And
it
it
didn't get
had
the user
hype
base.
around it at first, but there's like nobody playing it.
No.
Nobody's playing it. It's dead as fuck.
Well, they stopped development on it too.
I think it's free now.
Yeah, it's free now, but they stopped
Great.
development on
But
it.
there's nobody playing.
Yeah, you can hop on and play it yourself. It's,
Yep.
it's super.
You know which one I'm actually really disappointed about, dude, because it was hella fun, was Dying Light Bad Blood, man.
Yeah,
It wouldn't
like-
work on my computer.
It's actually really unique and fucking fun as shit, but nobody's playing it.
And
I
they
think it was
just added,
optimized so badly that like a lot of people just refunded it and didn't play.
Yeah,
Really?
Had to do
I didn't have
it
any
too.
issues with it.
It wouldn't even play on my. I got like 6 frames.
Oh wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have any issues, and I was playing it on my potato.
So that's actually kind of a fun thing though. Like that fucking PlanetSide Arena is just getting pushed back again. Oh god. who was
Yeah, I
that?
hear they're looking a lot at like Apex Legends, and they're kind of like reassessing like what they should do because Apex launched to such success, and they're like, oh shit,
Mhm.
like what are we
I think
doing?
they're just like sitting in a room somewhere being like, how much can we copy them
Yeah.
without getting
Yeah, exactly.
I just
Basically.
think, honestly, I think it's good for the gaming industry all this time, like Fortnite and Apex and shit. Like, I
Mhm.
think it's good because games are going to start coming out as more finished freaking products, man.
I mean,
I mean,
And
honestly,
that-
game developers should have known a long time ago. Like, I think like Team Fortress 2 is a perfect example. Like, they've been making money off of that game for fucking ages, dude, and it's free to play. You know?
I still got some good hats in that game.
Right?
Yeah.
Same here.
Exactly, dude.
Look at
I'm
the infamous
surprised
cooking
that
frying
game's
pan.
still in like top 10 on Steam charts.
Yeah, probably.
It is.
It'll never die.
So I got.
It'll never die, bro.
I think Tutu could take this next topic. I think this is a big one, close, near and dear to his heart.
Yes.
Untitled.
So yeah, the Nintendo Direct happened on when was it? Wednesday, this past Wednesday. And there was just a huge amount of announcements because 2019 looked really dry for the Nintendo Switch up until this Direct happened. And the first thing they talked about was Super Mario Maker 2 is coming to the Switch. So it's not a port of the original, it's a brand new game. They showed off like a bunch of new features, and people are freaking out because you can add slopes into levels now.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's huge.
It's coming out in June, which is like right around the corner. And they shadow dropped Tetris 99, which I've been freaking out about. They showed off Fire Emblem. There's a new Platinum Games game coming out called Astral Chain. It looks really cool. There's a lot that they announced for the 2019
Zelda?
lineup. Probably the biggest thing is Zelda Link's Awakening. There's a full remake that's coming this year, 2019, and it looked really, really beautiful. It has the top-down perspective, 3D graphics instead of like the 2D sprites that they had. It looks really, really amazing.
It's got almost a clay look to it. It looks like a good time.
Yeah, it looks like clay animated, like toys almost. It looks really cool.
Yeah, the Fire Emblem looks really fun, like the 3 houses, because I actually had pre-ordered that before the Twitch Prime thing had changed, where we weren't getting the discount on games anymore on Amazon.
Mhm.
And I have that one pre-ordered now, and I'm like, oh sweet! I saw the thing get updated from like December to like I think it's June or July. It's coming out now.
Oh, Link's Awakening.
Is it coming
too.
for?
Yeah, I
Switch
forgot
also?
about that.
Yeah, it's a Switch exclusive.
Dude, I have to
Okay,
get
nice.
a Switch, bro. There's fucking Zelda games that I haven't played now.
Dude,
bullshit.
it's worth it just for Breath of the Wild. It's
Yeah.
just that game alone.
And Smash.
Seriously.
And
And then
Smash.
then you have Smash, Mario
I
Odyssey.
gotta get
like,
one.
it's
How much?
ridiculous.
How much are those consoles running now?
I
I
think
think
it's still
like-
300.
Yeah, but
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And
It's a
they're
good
never on
console,
sale,
man.
So they're never on sale, so don't even bother waiting for a sale. The most sale you'll get is like a free game.
A lot of people are really hyped because they showed off like everything in this direct was for Nintendo Switch. So and like even games that people thought were going to come to like 3DS are coming to Switch, like Link's Awakening. Sorry, and it's just really cool because it's like they're going all in on the Switch now, and 3DS is kind of shutting down, closing down. So the Switch is kind of.
What was it last year? Like Nintendo was competing with itself.
Yeah, that's why.
It was like best game of the year was like Mario and like Zelda.
And they're inadvertently killing 3DS, I think, on purpose now because the Switch is replacing it essentially.
Yeah,
dude,
it's a better console. Like I don't like. There's no reason for them to keep the 3DS alive.
And dev is dev time's super low on it too.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. I'm gonna back us up just a hair for a second because I forgot to mention this and I really wanted to. Like, don't you guys think it would have been a great idea for Apex, like, instead of saying that it was a Titanfall BR, why didn't they say it was fucking Anthem BR?
I don't think they said it was
cross-promotion,
what?
dude.
Well, they said it's from the world of Titanfall. They said it was from the world of Titanfall. They didn't say it was...
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, what if they just said it's from the world of Anthem?
Then why aren't anybody running around in Javelin?
Yeah. Why aren't anybody running around in fucking mechs from Titanfall?
But there's pilots. At least there was pilots running around.
Yeah, I mean, they did it basically on the pilot system.
I didn't want the movement in Apex to be 1 foot a second because that's what it is in Anthem.
Okay, listen, you're missing the fucking point. I'm not saying let's have a BR where you fucking move like you're in molasses in the lobby of fucking Anthem. I'm just saying
I don't know why they walk that slow. That's all I'm saying. It drives me.
I'm thinking
they all have two broken legs.
I think it would have made sense. They could have like cross promoted their fucking game and got more people into Anthem.
Yeah, but like the story of Anthem sucks.
Different dev studios. Yeah, it's different dev studios too, though. I mean, this was all done by Respawn, which is Titanfall's their baby, and whereas Anthem is EA's in-house. Or well,
yeah, I just know they've had all these articles about like. They're competing with themselves and shit, and is Apex gonna fucking hurt Anthem's launch and that sort of thing? You know what I mean?
I mean, one's entirely PvE and one's PvP, so I just say no. But
what's a VOOB?
Oh, it's the cube, is what I meant to say.
VOOB. VOOB.
What the fuck's a VOOB?
Sorry for derailing by writing VOOB.
I was just me paying attention to the chat. Well, because I forgot about the Metroid Prime thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good stuff that is coming out. But
there's stuff that they people are kind of sad about that they didn't talk about or didn't announce. But you know, there's so much good stuff coming.
Animal Crossing. I mean, hello, fucking Dude. Animal Crossing.
If you're being sarcastic right now, I'm going to be very upset.
I'm not being sarcastic.
I feel like there's a little bit of sarcasm.
Animal Crossing is top 3 games of all time.
Like it's they announced this what 6 months ago, 5 or 6 months ago, and then they haven't said shit about it since.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you guys, there are so many good fucking games out right now and coming out that I don't even know what to do. Like I don't know how I'm supposed to play all these fucking games, man.
What you do is you become single. Open your wallet, give it all to Steam and Epic, and just play video games.
Exactly. And then after my savings account is empty, then I can maybe just leech off of Starbucks Wi-Fi for my gaming needs.
There you go. That's good. Don't forget the what is it called? The toilet throne, the toilet gaming chair with the
toilet gaming chair, man.
Wasn't that? Didn't they make fun of that with Battlefield Friends way back in the day when?
Oh yeah.
The 100 Colonel, you're a ship. Yeah, that guy. I remember that.
Dude.
Oh my gosh, dude. Hey, I'm digging that Fat B hat, DC.
This is on an unofficial one.
It's a non-official one?
Yeah, the official ones are coming soon.
I had it made myself.
Wait,
did you fucking poach the merch, bro?
No, I made this before the merch store was even a thing.
Oh.
Yeah, now the merch store is there. Now we got everything coming there. Which
my jersey's in Canada.
Now the merch store is there, but DC already has his hat, so
yeah. But my jersey's not here yet. It should be.
I know. I can't wait. My jersey's not coming until the beginning of March.
I want to get one of those jerseys. How much are those jerseys? Those things are dope.
$25.
I don't know. If you're in Canada, it's like all your money.
Everything's all your money if you're in Canada.
Should have come and picked it up at the border.
Too far from the border.
Although I wish I could go there and pick up medicine.
Yeah, that would be
cool. Dude, I was listening on Shameless.
So you even see a doctor. Like, if I could live in America and have Canadian healthcare, that'd be dope.
Right.
If I could live in Canada, that would be dope.
You can hit Canadian healthcare. Don't you just have to cross the border and get hurt in Canada, and then we were obligated to help?
Well, can we
yeah,
just act like Canada gave me cancer and then like I get free
Oh
treatment?
my god.
You just have to make sure.
That's so bad.
No, you just have to like go across the border and like break a leg, and then when you're in the hospital, be like, "Yeah, this doesn't feel right," and then they X-ray you, boom, cancer. You're already in Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, you have to.
Uh,
I mean, it's either
yeah.
that or just like go bankrupt. So
So-
I'd rather do the Canada route.
so,
Canada
Yeah,
route for
definitely
sure.
go to Canada before going bankrupt, bro.
So Potato brings up on that my previous soapbox that I talked about back in November and December. Like we have so many and it's funny. The beginning of the year is just as bad as this holiday season was, like if not worse. Like especially this week because 5 games released in those last 2 weeks,
Yep.
and they're all AAA titles.
Yeah.
Not including the indie games that have come out in the meantime. For whatever reason, that developers thought it was a good idea to fucking release the same exact week as AAA titles, which I think is an idiot. Like if you're listening, any indie developers out there, don't release your games around AAA titles. It is a bad
Well, I
idea.
think a lot of people didn't know about
They're not
Apex,
listening.
you know, so
No, a lot of these were like these AAA titles that came out this week have been announced for months, and everybody finally realized, oh wait, we've got this many releases coming out this day. The fuck? Like even PC Gamer wrote an article. Why are so many games coming out on this day?
March is even worse, man.
Yeah, March is coming out
you're
to be
right, though.
worse.
There's just
What
too
was
many
what was
games
all
to
the
play, bro?
what was all the
I
titles?
wanna
It was like
finish
Division 2,
Crackdown.
Anthem,
No,
Metro.
not Division 2. So it's Metro, Anthem, Far Cry, New Dawn,
Crackdown
We had the
3.
division beta
Crackdown
though.
3.
Yeah,
What was the other
That's
one?
not AAA anymore. Metro, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's
we said it. We said Metro.
Civ 6 has its update, or what's it called? Expansion.
Does anybody actually care about that though?
No.
I love Civilization. I heard Civ 6's new update was bad. So
Plus they killed off
Crackdown
Sean
3
Bean. So
Crackdown 3 is actually fun, man.
yeah, it just I played the first 2, so I don't need to play that one.
I hear it's like exactly the same.
So, oh, okay, that
Yeah,
was
it
the
is. Like,
So the big,
honestly, if you like Crackdown, I think you'll like Crackdown 3 because it's.
I mean, I looked
pretty
at
much
it
the same.
and it looks just like a step down from 2, in my opinion.
the
everybody
issue with
I talked to said it
Crackdown,
was better than 2.
the issue with Crackdown 3 is it looks like Crackdown 2 and Crackdown 1, and it basically looks like a game from 2006, 2009, and you take it if you want to go back and play those old games like in 2019, of course you can, but
I mean,
it is
That's what
2019.
That's what everybody's saying. But the people that I've talked to that have actually played the game are liking it.
yeah. So the games that ended up being released this week were Anthem on its
Don't do
origin
Crackdown.
premiere, Crackdown 3, Far Cry New Dawn, Jump Force was the one we were forgetting, and Metro Exodus.
Oh,
I forgot that Jump Force came out, man.
In fact, most of these are actually crowding the
So
exact
much
same
shit.
space too. Like Anthem, not so much, but definitely Far Cry New Dawn and Crackdown are kind of taking up the same space. Same with Metro, actually. And then Jump Force is the only one that's kind of off and doing its own thing, being a fighting game.
I think a lot of people forgot about Jump Force. You're not alone there, kid.
Yeah, I mean, I like fighting games. I'm more watch them now at a higher level than I actually play them, at them comparatively. Although I did go to a Smash tournament this week, but
I mean, there
I
you
got
go.
rocked.
how'd that go?
I'll always have a special place
First-
in my heart for Mortal Kombat because like it got me into gaming, kind of.
I will point out I did have actually probably.
before it, but that
I
was
had
the first
my-
game I think I know life. Sorry, I don't mean to keep interrupting.
I've been pausing and then you stop and I talk again. And you go. But I had my #1 gaming moment of all time where at the tournament I picked a random player in Smash because I thought I was gonna lose, and then 3-stocked the guy, and everyone thought I was the best person there, and I was not. I lost real hard in the second round. For a second there,
You're like,
everyone was
oh shit!
like, "This guy's fucking insane." I'm like, "Oh
You can
shit."
play with anybody.
Was it the pressure that got to you? Was it the pressure?
No, it was that. So it was a tournament for a free Switch. So me and my friends went 'cause it was not far away, and the people who put it on did not know what the fuck they were doing. So in the second round, it was 1 stock, random characters, random stage. So yeah,
That's rough.
yeah, I got Wolf as my random, and I've never played him, so I jumped off the stage on accident.
So you didn't even get taken out by the other guy?
Yeah, well, the stage had a floor, so like I kind of just got like hit a bunch. I got 1 hit on him the entire thing. His side B goes up at an angle, not straight to the left.
Yeah, I hate his
I
side
thought
B.
you were just saying accepting defeat and just saying fuck it, I'm just jumping off the side.
And he's like, I
Nah,
don't like
dude.
wolf. I'm out of here, and it just jumps off.
I thought his side B just went straight. I killed myself, basically. I think he
Oh.
technically killed me, but I did a bunch of damage to myself.
Wow.
It was stupid.
That's unfortunate. So let's we're running out of time here. Let's get on to this top story for this week, which it's really kind of sad. It also kind of pisses me off. At the same time, I'm just like, I've never seen I've always seen EA and Activision equally as bad, in my opinion. EA just has a tendency to fuck up a lot of their games for no good reason, and Activision has gotten a bigger reputation for just being assholes, like just fucking pure assholes. Excuse my language, but oh my god, this one kind of pisses me off. In fact, only because I know personal friends of mine have been affected by this one. So Activision Blizzard, you guys heard about the 800 people or 778 people or some odd, and apparently it's grown since this, but laid off that many people, or almost 800 people or more this week, amid having record profits, a 1.78 billion profit between the two companies. Now, not only have they gotten record profits, they also lost Bungie and Destiny in the process, which I think was kind of a stupid move on their part in the end. Although I am very happy that Bungie has finally broken off from them, because now they could actually do the games the way they want to do them, which is
I was going to say,
thing.
stupid on their part, but good for consumers.
Yeah, good for consumers on this one.
Maybe. I'm not convinced that Bungie didn't fuck up the games. But, yeah, who knows? I'm hoping for the best.
But, yeah, I don't think all of Destiny's issues were because of Activision.
The first one definitely was.
I think Bungie made some mistakes too.
They were compounded by Activision for sure.
Yeah.
But they're like so the bottleneck in Bungie's development, where they like can't put out content quickly, that's their fault. You know what I'm saying? Like that's their fucking fault.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely on them. I mean they always wanted to go. They always go for these complex engines that do all kinds of crazy stuff, and the problem is development time for those things.
Yeah.
Like you can't make these development time longer in a day and age where the games need to come out a little quicker than they used to. Like you can't spend 5 years on development anymore.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I read an article about like how their engine is designed and shit, and like for example, for a developer to fix a small bug, like just the smallest bug, they have to do so much shit, dude, that it takes like 12 hours to fix a tiny little bug.
Yeah,
like,
it's messed up.
Crazy.
That's not good.
Yeah, that's never good.
But
I have a hard time with this topic, dude. I'm not gonna say much because I could really get off into a fucking politics and economics rant, but I think it's bullshit that companies can make that much kind of money and still treat their employees like shit.
I mean, that's why we need to see more unionization in
Absolutely,
gaming would be what I say.
In everything, but yeah, absolutely, man.
Because you'll
the
see
industry is the one that's most fragile, that needs it the most, I think, though.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You'll see in like France, they're also laying off. I think they said their 4 employees, but
Cut out there for a second.
They're in France. They're laying off 134 of their 400 employees, but due to France's decent labor laws, it's going to take a few months, and people are not going to be kicked out the door the same day with no severance and no knowledge that they were going to be laid off.
It's just bullshit that these companies can make more profit than they've ever made in the history of humanity and still fucking treat their employees like crap and pay them shitty wages.
The best example,
not give them severance or anything.
Well, they gave the employees
bullshit,
in California severance. So all those employees got severance. They got a 3-month severance package. But the worst part was the best example I saw this past, like a couple days right after it happened. If you could do a comparison between the Nintendo's original CEO, God bless his heart, that passed away, when they lost money, he took a pay cut to keep his employees.
Yeah.
So they never laid off anybody.
Because he was a normal human being.
Yeah.
That gave a
Instead,
these asshole CEOs.
Then you have Activision that goes and hires a fucking CFO that didn't want to come back, and they pay him $15 million just to show up, and now they go and lay off 800 people. That fucking bonus would have paid for those people's salaries for 2 years.
It's fucking crazy. Hey, it should also be noted that along with the record profits that they made, they also qualified for a massive tax break recently too.
Yeah.
So that makes them even more fucking money. It's just bullshit, dude.
Yeah, and then when you add in the layoffs, they're even up even more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bullshit, dude. Instead of paying people more because they got a tax break, they're just investing it and moving money around and making more money. It's bullshit, dude.
Yeah. I mean, we don't want to dig too far into that one, but it's definitely bad. Like like, what does that say now, especially in the fact that Blizzard's finally been affected? Like, Blizzard's been mostly like safe for a lot of the layoffs and stuff they've had in the last few years, because they've mostly been kind of separated and doing on their own thing. But we've also been hearing a lot of things, even we've talked about here on this show, that Activision's slowly creeping into Blizzard more and more now. And now we're finally seeing that, like, that's in full effect now. Like, now if they're going to be like, all right, cool, we don't want to lay off our employees, Blizzard, you're going to have to cut some people too. They're like, well, we're running at base staff anyway, so why would we want to do that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This is what happens too, because like they're making record fucking profits and making all this money, but then the shareholders are looking at stuff and they're going, "Oh, hey, look, sales are down for such and such," and like they're only trying to please their shareholders and not the fucking gaming community. They're not helping their employees. They're not helping the gamers. It's bullshit.
I would have been
it's got to be a fine balance though, right? Because like if the shareholders aren't happy and they pull out, then your company goes under. But it doesn't mean you just fuck over your employees to just suck their, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Well,
exactly.
I mean,
I think the core issue here is that they care more about the bottom line, like,
yeah, 100%. They're not balancing
than the actual fucking players and stuff.
Yeah, they're a company that's leaning on profit as only instead of being in the
right.
Yeah,
and beyond that, even more importantly than treating the consumer properly, like treat your fucking employees properly, you know?
I mean,
yeah,
like, if you think about it, that's the people who are bringing you the product to make the money in the first place. Like, why are you going to go and treat your
employees? They're the producers.
They're the producers of your content. You're the reason you're making money.
Yep.
Like, especially on the Blizzard side, Blizzard only hires like key staff. They don't really overhire or bloat teams or do anything like that, except for the esports division, which is where they lost the most of their people. But I mean, that being said, a lot of that was from like, you know, Heroes of the Storm and stuff like that. Like two of my friends were on the Heroes of the Storm esports stuff, and that got completely canned out this year. So we knew something like that was going to come, but I figured they would have, you know, shuffled them around in different areas and whatnot. Which I don't
Socialism for the rich and rugged capitalism for the poor, man. That's what we get.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the issue though is trying to say like, yeah, it's what you're doing for the shareholders and stuff. The shareholders basically demand more profit every year. At some point, that's going to fail, and because you can't just always have record years, it's just impossible.
Yeah, you can't always grow either. Like, there's going to be years where that doesn't happen.
Well, yeah, you're just going to come and plateau a little bit, and you're going to have your normal year because you've released your thing. But that's the thing too is Activision heavily relies on yearly titles, and people are getting fucking tired of them. I'm getting tired of them. I don't want yearly titles anymore.
I think the bottom line of this story, though, is for a company to make record profits and then that same year lay off a ton of people. That's just
same day,
straight up
not
bullshit,
same year,
dude.
same day.
Yeah,
they did it.
It was in the same speech.
Yeah.
Yeah. We made more money than we've ever made before. By the way, you're all shit can. Get out of here. Fucking don't let the door.
Literally 8% of their company was laid off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the devs, like even I was posting a lot of the stuff the day that it happened, like from anything I could find in terms of game devs, because I follow a lot of game devs on Twitter and whatnot and other social medias, and I was posting that as much as I could for everybody. Like, by all means, guys, if you guys are in the industry, like, here's something else.
Activision, yeah, I was going to say the silver lining that I saw is a lot, like especially on Twitter, a lot of game companies are reaching out to people. Like, I think there's a hashtag like game dev jobs where people can look it up and see a bunch. Like EA even has like hundreds of positions available. I saw stuff on Nintendo like everywhere, which is really cool.
Yeah, and that was a good thing. Like, everybody was reaching out. I even saw a ton of the Wizards of the Coast staff hiring a bunch of the esports people because they're ramping up their esports division for Magic the Gathering Arena this year.
I wonder if any of those people that got laid off, like, I bet you some of them probably had worked for Blizzard for like ages and shit. Dude.
Oh yeah,
with senior staff, man.
Can you imagine working at some place for like a decade or longer, and then sorry, we're laying you off?
Fair.
Dude,
I'll give it.
Well, one of the business 101s is to lay off people who've been there for a long time because they make more money.
So
you keep the new guys that you pay dirt.
I'll give you guys
fucking infuriates me, dude.
I'll give you guys the message that my friend sent. He'd have been in the company 5 years. 2 of his coworkers have been there 17 plus years. Like, almost the time around the company started. Like, it's getting close to that time.
They were in 97 when they started.
Yeah.
Jesus,
so
he said today I got laid off from the company I'd always wanted to work for and had hoped to retire from. For the first time in my life, I have no plan. I was like, dude, like, holy shit, man. That sucks.
Wow.
That's rough pumpkins,
That's
man.
life. That's fucking life these days for young people too, man. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh, it's insanity, dude. It's insanity. Like that's rough for those people. I feel out for them. I try to post as much as I can. but yeah. After that, I mean,
look at that, dude. Substantive. We're having a substantive conversation here. I like it.
And not once did we yell at each other. You fucks. But yeah, as long as there's a villain, we get along.
I mean, there's always a villain in this case, yeah. But I hope all of them find jobs, find new positions somewhere else in the industry and stuff like that. But yeah, I hope we see an improvement. I mean, if they're gonna do this and say this was better restructuring and blah 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 blah, they better come out with something better than what they have been.
I'm just hoping that we get a bunch of like Blizzard devs that made games with soul in them leave the company and then make another good game finally, because I am sick of the just
I don't expect
shit
them
they
to
put
come
out.
out. Yeah, I don't expect them to come out with something that's gonna like knock our socks off. I think they probably laid people off because they knew their sales were gonna be down next year because they ain't got nothing big planned or something.
Well, and that's the thing they even said, that Blizzard has nothing on the pipe for 2019 other than updates.
What was the last new release under the Activision Blizzard umbrella? It was Overwatch, right?
Yeah, for
that was
Blizzard,
the
it's
last
Overwatch.
new thing. That's crazy.
Mobile game is coming out, isn't it?
Blizzard Immortal.
Oh Lord,
Not made by Blizzard.
I mean, the last new thing
It's
was
made by
Overwatch.
NetEase, I think.
Well, so their newest IP is gonna be a fucking mobile game.
Well, it's not even
And
an
then-
IP, it's just
It's not even an IP.
Yeah.
It's just a game.
And it's still Diablo, so it's technically not new or
And
new.
it's not made by Blizzard.
Yeah, it's not new.
Everything about it's nonsense.
That's just so stupid too. Like they should have did Diablo 4.
Why, man? You have a phone, don't you?
I mean, that's true. That is true.
Oh God!
That was what they said at the fucking speech, man. If
That
you
was
didn't-
perfect.
Don't y'all have phones?
Dude.
Yeah, everybody's like raging in the audience, and the guy's like, "Do you guys not have phones?"
Fuck.
Worst thing to
Actually,
say.
Now that I think about that, that is wild, dude. That their last game that they released
It's 2
was
years old now.
Overwatch. Yeah.
Overwatch.
Yeah. Last new game or new IP.
They made record profits somehow. Laid a bunch of people off because they're probably expecting to do shitty next year.
And lost an IP in the process.
the
And lost an
fuck,
IP in the
dude?
process.
Yeah, and lost. Oh my god, dude.
So
Wow.
their only other real IP.
I think I don't know. I'm not sure there's going to be better days ahead for Blizzard, dude.
Hey, Tutu, did you have to go?
Yeah, it's time for us to close it down anyway.
Any last words for today, guys?
Alfonso Ribeiro lost his claim on his trademark, so he's not gonna be able to sue Fortnite, which is good because it was all dumb.
Very dumb.
Very dumb. I agree.
All right.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Alrighty. Well, of course, as always, thank you guys for joining us this week. We'll definitely be around. We're going to actually be playing Anthem here on FatBee here in about half an hour or so. So we're going to take a short break, get some food, and then we're going to be playing some Anthem. Same with
Who's
playing. Tutu also
I'm
be
playing.
I want to play.
Don't forget me.
Yeah.
I got to do
Yeah.
some shit though. I probably can't right away. Rip.
All right, let's
Yeah,
let's do it.
yeah. I wrote many.
There we go. Now we got all
There we
the
go.
all the shout outs. Thank you guys.
Trying to
all the
type
shout
5
outs.
of them is too much work, man.
I know. I feel you, man.
You can't just be like a bind that does them all.
Probably
We
we could,
We could.
You could just do one command probably that would do a command for all
but
of them.
I would like it to
Sidetracking.
feel
No, I'm sorry.
personalized.
Yeah. We like the personalized ones. Alrighty, guys and gals.
All right.
Thank you so much for joining us this week. We'll see you all next week. Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.